Loru middle. Harmar, she was not shown mercy. A girl born by Gomer, the wife of Hosea. Jehovah told the prophet to give the child this name, because he would no more show mercy again to the house of Israel. God thus indicated his rejection of Israel as a whole. Ho 1. 6-8 Earlier, when Jezreel was born, it was said that Gomer bore to him Hosea a son, but regarding Lo Ruama it is only stated O textoi acute miritra longo, Lot, 272 another. PI 18. 18 It was not used for sport, play, or gambling. There were no bets, wagers, or stakes. No losses or winnings. It was not done to enrich the temple or the priests, nor was it done for charity. Contrariwise, the Roman soldiers did have selfish gain in mind when, as foretold at Psalm 22. 18, they cast lots for Jesus' garments. Mount 27. 35. The first mention in the Bible of drawing lots is in connection with selecting the goats for Jehovah and for Azazel on Atonement Day. The 16. 7-10 In Jesus' time it was performed at Herod's temple by the high priests drawing from a receptacle 2 lots that were made, it is said, of boxwood or of gold. The lots, respectively marked for Jehovah and for Azazel, were then placed on the heads of the goats. Lots were drawn to determine the order of service at the temple for the 24 divisions of the priesthood. 1 Ch 24. 5-18 Here the secretary of the Levites wrote the names of the heads of the paternal houses, and they were evidently picked out in succession. Also, in this manner the Levites were allotted to temple services singers, gatekeepers, treasurers, and so forth. 1 Ch 24. 31. Chaps 25, 26. Lu 1. 8, 9 After the return from exile, lots were used to arrange for the supplying of wood for temple service and to designate who should move into Jerusalem. NE 10. 34. 11. 1. Although lots are not mentioned directly in connection with the Urim and Thummim placed by Moses in the breastpiece worn by the high priest 8. 7-9 and it is not known just what the Urim and Thummim were, nevertheless, they were used to settle a problem in a manner similar to 2 lots. The Urim and Thummim seem to be connected with the casting of lots at 1 Samuel 14. 41, 42. They are sometimes spoken of as sacred lots. When a question important to the nation arose, upon which a decision could not be made, the high priest would stand before Jehovah and receive Jehovah's decision by means of these sacred lots. Jehovah commanded that the division of the promised land among the 12 tribes be performed by casting lots. New 26. 55, 56 The book of Joshua gives a detailed discussion of this, the word lot s occurring more than 20 times in chapters 14 to 21. Lots were drawn before Jehovah at the tent of meeting in Shiloh and under the supervision of Joshua and high priest Eleazar. Jos 17. 4. 18. 6, 8 The Levite cities were also selected by lot. Jos 21. 8 Jehovah obviously caused the lot to fall in harmony with his previous prophecy regarding the general location of the tribes. Ge 49. Lots were used to point out offenders. In Jonah's case the mariners cast lots to find out on whose account the storm had come upon them. John 1. 7, 8 By the use of lots, Jonathan was pointed out as the one breaking Saul's foolish oath. 1 14. 41, 42. Lots were used by the enemies of Israel in dividing war booty and captives. Jo 3. 3. Ob 11 Haman had that is, the lot cast as a form of divination to determine the auspicious day for the extermination of the Jews throughout the Persian Empire. S 3. 7 The plural is Pu-middle-rim, from which the festival of Purim, also called the festival of lots, gets its name. As 9. 24-26. In time of the apostles, lots were used by the disciples of Jesus, along with their prayer, to determine who would fill the place of Judas Iscariot as one of the 12 who had witnessed Jesus' activities and his resurrection. Matthias was chosen. Act 1. 21-26 The Greek word here is kulros and is related to the word kul-ro-mia, inheritance. Kul-ros is used at Colossians 1. 12 and 1 Peter 5. 3 In regard to the inheritance, or allotment, that God has given to Christians. But we do not read of lots being used after Pentecost 33 CE for selecting overseers and their assistants or to decide matters of importance. Selection of overseers and their assistants was to be based on the evidence of the fruitage of the Holy Spirit in their lives. O textui acute miritra longo, Love 273. The whole district of Lower Jordan. He moved his camp to the east and eventually pitched tent near Sodom. GE 13. 8-12. But Lot did not become like the Sodomites. He proved himself to be a righteous man who by what he saw and heard while dwelling among them from day to day was tormenting his righteous soul by reason of their lawless deeds. 2 PE 2. 8. At the time that 4 invading Confederate kings defeated 5 local kings, including the king of Sodom, the victors looted the city and took Lot captive. Learning of Lot's plight, Abram mustered 318 slaves, defeated the captors, recovered all the